Hey, my loves, make this one short and sweet. The ship has sailed. We have decided we're done playing the game, and I'd like to lead into that a little bit more. There's been several scenarios in my life, in my dreams, where I know, just like if you've ever seen the movie Divergent, go check it out. Where you know you're in the dream, you know you're in the assimilation, and you can say, no, I don't, this isn't working out. One of them brings me to mind where we found ourselves in a field in the car, and I was like, this isn't going to work. And so I just collapsed my car into a briefcase, and we took off on some street. And then another one where I was being chased by 5 different men, and I knew that I could outsmart them. And so I just chose a different path that wouldn't be the norm. And every single time they were gone. Another one, somebody was chasing me, and I thought, nope. And so I just said, I'm done. And it was over. And then another time, once again, being chased, and I just thought, you can't catch me from up here. And I leapt. And as I leapt, I stayed up there. I didn't come down. So there's been so many. But last night, it was almost like we were on a battlefield. And the scenario just kept moving from one situation to another in sequence to this dream or the dream state, the state of mind. And that was a big shift. And so as we get into this room, and it's seemingly like we've been captured in this room, and they're looking at us through the glass, and everything's about to take place as we could see it in a dream or a movie being played out. And I just said, we're just kind of bored of this game. We're done. We're tired. And they said, okay. And so as we moved out the door, and I remember in the dream thinking, gosh, they could probably think this is an easy way out, because as what this ending could look like would be devastation. And I was like, I know that you might think that we're taking, but I'm like, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the game. And so as we open the door and walk out, I was like, okay, so what do you guys do outside of this? Like, what are your other jobs? And it was funny because they were like, man, where's our translator? Their translator wasn't there at the moment. And they were like, we need our translator, but we could understand enough through our communication what we were talking about. And so they were describing different things, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. This is what I do. And so we're done playing the game. The ship has sailed. We're on to new horizons, new beginnings. Wherever you are in your life, you have made the decision. That's probably why you're watching this now. You've made the decision for a new chapter, a new story, a new book, and or you've been in the creative process for a very, very long time, and you've decided to let that creative process be blessed for all of your hard work to now come to life. So wherever you are, I hope this message finds you. We have the reclamation, the resurgence. It's like the resurge of life in the finale, in the rebirth, in the grand all that is. And the way I was describing it the other day was, when you've gone through pain and suffering, and you've gone through discourse and disharmony, and realizing that it was all for you and us to learn. How can I learn from this? If there's never a problem, there's always a solution. And you just change the mindset. When you change that mindset, you change the game. And so for me personally, realizing that I have to learn through this, and everything that's coming into my playing field was showing me, one, what I was carrying. And if somebody, this is what I would take this piece of information with you. If somebody comes to you, at you, in front of you, or somebody says something, not even in your line of communication, but it triggers you. The trigger is the version of you that's stuck or in pain or in sadness, in worry, in fear, in doubt, in trust. And so that trigger is a blessing. It is the messenger because it calls it calls it out of you. So once it's out of you, it's been called out, the initial state of being might be shock, fear, worry, run, anger, because now you're seen. But if you can just say, hi, I haven't, obviously you've been stuck inside for a very, very long time, and I would like to communicate with you. I would like to see why you're so triggered right now. So please remember to turn that trigger to you and say, hi, how can I help you today? How can I assist? And it's like everything that we hear in the external reality that just keeps feeding down the line, when in any given moment you can turn around and just say, well, hi, what are we doing today? May I dance with you and dance with that version of you, because it is a version of you that has been harmed or battered or bruised or stuck or confused, and that's all it is. So take that piece of information, be aware as you move through this next week, maybe it's the next month, depending on where you are on the playing field of the emotional spectrum, the energy spectrum, and what paradigm you're in. Sometimes things are happening immediate right now, but if you are in a different paradigm or a different playing field, you might have a little bit more time to see it being played out in your field. If you are on the outskirts of the circle, to make a full completion, it takes a little bit longer. And the closer that you get into the center, into the eye, kind of things start, it's beautiful. They're speeding up, but they're also slowing down. It's a simultaneous combustion almost, where the closer that you get, the more open you are, the less worry, the less stress. There's no fear. It's just beauty. It's just pure beauty and blessings. And things happen very, very fast because you are open. You're open. There's no closing. You're not trying to block the blessings because you're afraid of what's waiting around the corner. You're just open to receive. And so the instantation of the manifestation is instant, and that's where we are right now. But like I said, if they're taking a little bit longer for you and you would like to be in the presence, call in presence. I am calling in presence right here, the presence of peace, the presence of love. Allow me to feel this for a moment, feeling into this, and then allowing it to radiate through my being and removing the old constructs, removing whatever the old emotional state that has been plaguing you. That's where honesty comes in. And let's see what else. So the ship has sailed. Everybody has chosen their perspective playing fields. The decisions have been made by everyone. That's the beauty of free will and divine will, is everybody is in the spaces. They're in the exact point of location. Everything is perfect. Everything is so perfect the way it should be. Everybody has to learn wherever they are in their life lessons right now. And so please remember that. And if worry starts to arise within you, call out worry. What am I worried about? Hi, worry, may I dance with you? If fear starts to arise, like I said, if you're allowing the external world to play on your emotions, it's just like a play. It really is. And you can leave that play if you would like. Let's see. I also feel called to share like a spinning top. Oh, I know there's two parts. So one, the calling out is the revealing of the deeper wounds or the lower thought forms, the lower painful emotions, okay? Guilt, shame, fear, judgment, worry, self-doubt, self-ridicule, self-hate, self-loathing, jealousy, envy, greed. It's pulling all of those out. And it's just, once again, we're all guilty. We're all guilty. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We've all done something to feel guilty about. So when we realize that, we don't have to compare anymore. We can just let ours go and forgive. And I know that it's a big task. It is a big task because it feels so big, but it's so beautiful, and it really is simple. So I see that it could be, you just want to hold on to it. But my dear, I'm asking, just let it go. Just let it go because it's gorgeous. Let's see. And so all of those feelings arise. And then once that happens, because of that, you're choosing to let go. You get to go into your internal house and you get to turn the light on. And so once all the lights are on, you are the lighthouse. You are it. Everything. There is no separation. We have merged playing fields, the convergence, the unification, the marrying, the one where there is no separation. And so as like a top, remember when we had those tops as a kid and you kept pushing them and they'd spin faster and faster and faster and you keep having to push it. So that's kind of the way that we can look at it. Most of the time we're so afraid to let it stop because we don't know who we are. We don't know what we'd see. We don't know how we'd feel. But I'm saying that's the biggest blessing that you can give for yourself is let yourself stop. And in that stopping, in that moment of breath, in that moment of stillness, in that moment of silence, in that moment of awareness, coherence, that is it. That is it. That is the moment of everything for each and every one of us. And so just allow that presence wherever you are on your journey. Like I said, just for a breath, if you can hold that presence for 3 minutes. I heard the other day, I was listening to something, 3 minutes, and just breathe. That is the biggest offering. That's the biggest blessing. It's just pure present awareness internally. Turn your eyes inward. Turn your eyes into the kingdom of heaven. Turn your eyes into Yeshua, into Yahweh. As the beings that we are, the Christ bride, we must marry the unification of all that is to have the holy matrimony take place. And when we do, I'm just hearing it's unanimous. It's unanimous. It's like, yay! So I will leave it there. I'm going to go to the gym. This is pure magic, pure miracles of blessings, of support, of community. We're finally receiving the blessings. We're receiving the support that we've been waiting for. We are receiving we've already have the codes, but it was like the codes needed to ignite, and that spark, that flame, that emergence, that surgence within us. This is where we had to be to have this. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So I love you very much. I'm Jennifer Renee. This is Within by Jen. It's within us. It always has been. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our new. This is our new forever. We've changed the game. We have changed the game now and forevermore. For our ancestors, we thank you. Thank you for paving the way. And to the future generations, we're doing this for you. We're doing this now so that we can live in harmony and for our kids to grow up in a more loving, harmonious place. And it is an absolute honor. If you'd like to support, I'll leave the links below. You can leave a donation, a one-time gift. I don't think I have a way to sign up for a monthly thing. That would just be something that you would do kind of on the honor system. All the links are in my website, withinbyjen.com, and I will see you all.